God create, the first book of Moses called Genesis, chapter 1. God created the heavens and the earth in the very beginning. 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water. 3. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. 4. And God saw that light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day. 6. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." 7. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters that were under the firmament from the waters that were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament sky. And there was evening, and there was morning the second day. 9. And God said, "Let the waters that are under the sky be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. 10. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. 11. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth vegetation, the herb yielding seed after its kind, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind. Wherein is there seed upon the earth?" And it was so. 12. And the earth brought forth vegetation, the herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree bearing fruit, wherein is its seed after its kind. And God saw that it was good. 13. And there was evening, and there was morning the third day. 14. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years." 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the smaller light to rule the night, and the stars also. 17. And God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. 19. And there was evening, and there was morning the fourth day. 20. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth swarms of living creatures, and let fowl fly above the earth in the open firmament of the heaven." 21. And God created great sea monsters, and every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after its kind. And God saw that it was good. 22. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply on the earth." 23. And there was evening, and there was morning the fifth day. 24. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after their kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after their kind." And it was so. 25. And God made the beasts of the earth after their kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps upon the earth after its kind. And God saw that it was good. 26. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the wild beasts of the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth." 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him, male and female he created them. 28. And God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the wild beasts that move upon the earth." 29. And God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb yielding seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree which bears fruit yielding seed. To you it shall be for food. 30. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for food. And it was so. 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the 6th day. This is the Garden of Eden. Okay. Chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 6th day God finished his works which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his works which he had made. 3. So God blessed the 7th day, and sanctified it, because in it he had rested from all his works which God created and made. 4. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth, when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the heavens and the earth. 5. And all the trees of the field were not yet in the ground, and every green herb of the field had not yet sprung up, for the Lord had not caused it to rain upon the earth. And there was no man to till the ground, but a powerful spring gushed out of the earth and watered all the face of the ground. 7. And the Lord God formed Adam out of the soil of the earth, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. 8. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. 9. And out of the ground the Lord made to grow every tree that is pleasant in the sight and good for food, and the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. 10. And a river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it divided and became into 4 heads. 11. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one which encircles the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. 12. And the gold of that land is good. There is also beryllium and the onyx stone. 13. And the name of the second river is Gihon, the one which encircles the whole land of Ethiopia. 14. And the name of the third river is Deklat, Tigris. It is the one which flows east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. 15. And the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to till it and to keep it. 16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat. The fall of man. 17. But the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. 18. And the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I'll make him a helper who is like him. 19. And out of the ground the Lord formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called them, every living creature, that was its name. 20. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to all the fowl of the air, and to all wild beasts. But for Adam there was not found a helper who was equal to him. 21. So the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs, and closed up the place with the flesh in its stead. 22. And of the rib which the Lord God had taken from Adam, he made a woman, and brought her to Adam. 23. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and therefore shall a man leave his father and mother, and he shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. 25. And they were both naked, Adam with his wife, and they were not ashamed. Three. Now the serpent was more subtle than all the wild beasts that the Lord God had made. And the serpent said to the woman, Truly, has God said that you shall not eat of any tree of the garden? 2. And the woman said to the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of all the trees of the garden. 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. 4. The serpent said to the woman, You shall not surely die. 5. For God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be like gods, knowing good and evil. 6. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and that the tree was delightful to look at, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and she also gave to her husband with her, and he did eat. 7. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons. 8. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. 9. And the Lord God called to Adam and said to him, Where are you, Adam? 10. And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I saw that I was naked, I hid myself. 11. And the Lord God said to him, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I commanded you that you should not eat? 12. And Adam said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the fruit of the tree, and I did eat. 13. And the Lord God said to the woman, What is this that you have done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. 14. And the Lord God said to the serpent, Because you have done this thing, cursed are you above all cattle, and above all beasts of the field. On your belly shall you go, and dust shall you eat all the days of your life. 15. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your posterity and her posterity. Her posterity shall tread your head under foot, and you shall strike him in his heel. 16. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain and your conception. In pain you shall bring forth children, and you shall be dependent on your husband, and he shall rule over you. 17. And to Adam he said, Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree which I commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for your sake. In sorrow you shall eat the fruits of it all the days of your life. 18. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to you, and you shall eat the herb of the field. 19. In the sweat of your face shall you eat bread, until you return to the ground out of which you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you shall you return. 20. So Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. 21. And the Lord God made for Adam and for his wife coats of skin, and clothed them. 22. Then the Lord God said, Behold, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil, and now, lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. 23. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden, to till the ground from whence he was taken. 24. So the Lord God drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubim, and a flaming sword, which turned every way to guard the path of the tree of life. Chapter 4. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I've gotten a man for the Lord. 2. And again she bore his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. 3. And in the course of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground as an offering to the Lord. 4. And Abel also brought the firstborn of his flock, and of the fatlings thereof. And the Lord was pleased with Abel, and with his offering. 5. But with Cain, and with his offering, he was not pleased. So Cain was exceedingly displeased, and his countenance was sad. 6. And the Lord said to Cain, Why are you displeased, and why is your countenance sad? 7. Behold, if you do well, shall you not be accepted? And if you do not well, sin lies at the door. You should return to your brother, and he shall be subject to you. 8. And Cain said to Abel his brother, let us go to the plain. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. 9. And the Lord said to Cain, Where is Abel your brother? And he said, I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? 11. And the Lord said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. 11. And from henceforth you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. 12. When you till the ground, it shall no more yield to you its strength. A fugitive and a wanderer shall you be on the earth. 13. And Cain said to the Lord, My transgression is too great to be forgiven. 14. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the land, and from thy face shall I be hidden. And I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and it shall come to pass that whoever finds me shall slay me. 15. And the Lord said to him, It shall not be so. Whoever slays Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, so that anyone who may find him may not kill him. 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord, and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. 17. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. And he started to build a village, and named generations of the patriarch the village after the name of his son Enoch. 18. And to Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begot Mehujael, and Mehujael begot Meshusael, Methusael, and Methusael begot Lamech. 19. And Lamech took 2 wives. The name of one was Ada, and the name of the other Zilha. 20. And Ada bore Jabal, who was the father of those who dwell in tents, and who are owners of cattle. 21. And his brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of all those who play the guitar and harp. 22. And Zillah also bore Tubal-Cain, a craftsman in every work of brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. 23. And Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, Hear my voice, you wives of Lamech, hearken to my speech. For I have killed a man by wounding him, and a boy by beating him. 24. For if Cain is to be avenged sevenfold, and Lamech 70 and sevenfold. 25. And Adam knew his wife Eve again, and they conceived and bore a son, and called his name Seth. For God, she said, has given me another offspring instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. 26. And to Seth also there was born a son, and he called his name Enosh. Then men began to call upon the name of the Lord. Chapter 5. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God created he him. 2. Male and female were created, he created them, and God blessed them and called them Adam. Called their name Adam in the day when they were created. 3. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. 4. And Adam lived after he had begotten Seth 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. 5. Thus all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. 6. And Seth lived 105 years, and he begot Enosh. 7. And Seth lived after he begot Enosh 807 years, and he begot sons and daughters. 8. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. 9. And Enosh lived 90 years and begot Canaan. 10. And Enosh lived after he begot Canaan 815 years, and he begot sons and daughters. 11. And all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. 12. And Canaan lived 70 years and begot Malalael. 13. And Cain lived after he begot Malalael 840 years, and he begot sons and daughters. For in all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahlalael lived 60 and 5 years, and he begot Jared. 16. And Mahlalael lived after he begot Jared 830 years, and he begot sons and daughters. Yeah, and 17. And all the days of Mahlalael were 895 years, and he died. 18. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begot Enoch. 19. And Jared lived after he begot Enoch 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. 21. And Enoch lived 60 and 5 years, and he begot Methuselah. 22. And Enoch found favor in the presence of the Lord God 300 years after he begot Methuselah, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. 24. And Enoch found favor in the presence of God and disappeared, for God took him away. 5. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years, and he begot sons and daughters. 27. And all of the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. 28. And Lamech lived 182 years, and he begot a son. 29. And he called his name Noah, saying, This one shall comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. 30. And Lamech lived after he begot Noah 595 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. 32. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth.